on top of your physical joysticks and levers there, you've got some numbered buttons there. I assume they're configurable, assignable, or?
Yeah, so one of the key sort of elements of the Fastrac iCON is configurability of the controls. What we wanted to steer away from was us telling you where your PTOs on the buttons needed to be, or your hitches needed to be on the buttons. We wanted to be up to the operator to decide, right, well, that's the most convenient place. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 on the main joystick, and then on the auxiliary we've got another 4 on top, and then a proportional rocker switch on the side there as well. That's got an A and B function as well, so you can double the number of assignable functions on there.
So you got another layer to go on that
exactly,
one, right?
yeah. So you could get, basically you can get 4 more buttons and another rocker on there as well. Or if you wanted to keep things really simple, you're doing some trailer work, you don't need any assignable functions, then you don't need to assign anything. There's nothing. We're not telling you. You don't have to swap functions out. There's nothing on there by default. It's basically just a blank canvas for you to add anything you want. So as I say, that's the sort of the first sort of key iCON element is that iConfigure configurable control profile layout. We just tap on this control profile tab at the top here. That gives us a visual map of the screen, shows us which functions we've already assigned. So you see I've got a few things set up for this cultivator. Anything that's sort of a blank space we can assign a new function to, and likewise we can swap out any of those functions and replace them if you hop in and you're not happy with how I've got that set up, which is fair and reasonable. Then set it up however you want. You can create your own profile, James, at the top there, and then you can run the cultivator however you want to.
Right, that's it. So in terms of actually swapping the functions out there, just can you give us a quick demo on,
not a problem.
1 and 3 there.
Yeah, so we've got the green spool set up on 1 and 3 at the moment, just on these push buttons. First thing to sort of see is you've got square boxes and round boxes on here. So that's how we identify, is it just an instantaneous button or is it a proportional function? So you can't put a square peg in a round hole, so any compatible functions will have round boxes down here and you can assign them to a round box. Any of the square ones you can assign. So we want to swap out 1 and 3, we just tap on it. It gives us the option to delete it, so we can delete that one out, delete this one out, or we could hit replace and swap it out with something else. And then say, well, maybe if I want to put the rear hitch onto 1 and 3, it's just a case of we tap on that, tap the button that we want to select, tap on the hitch, let's click raise there, and that'll assign it there. It'll do a bit of a reboot. That's easy as that.
And because we're already an Amazon cultivator, that will be then saved into that profile.
Correct, yeah. Right. So it's all auto save, so there's no little save icons and remember, or you're not going to set up the whole profile and then come out of it and realise you've forgotten to save it. But it's even easier if you want to. So for example, we've got that 3, if we want to assign rear hitch lower to there, just go to rear hitch lower, just drag it across into the box. Easy as that. Like I was saying, there are some proportional functions on there, so if we wanted to put the front hitch on there, we've got front hitch proportional, we can just drag that across to the rocker switch and that'll assign. I mentioned earlier when we were on the go that these aren't fixed positions for the spools either. These basically, I've said I want green here, white, red and blue. If I wanted to change that, we're just going to spool levers. So I can click on there, I can replace it. I'll say maybe I'll put a nice pink spool on there. It'll just reset, and that LED
lights up and corresponds.
Yeah, exactly. So that's and likewise you've got these 2 axes that you can assign. So that's on your joystick page. You can see we've got white and green assigned onto the switch there. But yeah, nothing to save. It's just a case of make the change, get on with the job. The tractor remembers to save for you. So if we I'll just put my blue spool back on there. Put your spool back. Then we'll stick blue back on there. So again,
you see, there we go.
There's a bit of a flash, a bit of a disco, and then.
I was going to say, I just need mirror ball now. I'll be laughing, won't I?
Exactly. Yeah. So, Joyce, that's the configuration there. Like I said, you've got an A and a B mode as well. Sorry. Got an A and a B mode that you can switch between for the auxiliary joystick, so you've got double the functions on there as well. You can also apply ISO functions.
I was going to say those assignable buttons, can you put ISO functions on there?
Yeah, so onto the auxiliary joystick.
Just on auxiliary only?
Again, there's a plan, we want to be able to map it across all of them. As it stands at the moment, it's just onto the auxiliary. So you've got sort of main tractor drive here, with some configurable tractor functions, and then iCBus icon functions over on the auxiliary.
But potentially at some point you might.
Yeah, it just so this is all set up through the iCBus terminal as it stands. So it's a bit of a separate setup to the main tractor function. So you go in. If we had an iCBus input on there, we'd set that up through the universal terminal. We have up to 50 of these control profiles as well, so you can save up to 50. So whether that's a fleet of different operators with different machines, or whether it's just a one-man job with lots of different implements, you can set individual profiles up for all of them. It's dead easy. We just go in here. We've got the option to create a new one. We can select that Amazon cultivator, which we've already got set up. We click on that. If it was one that we didn't have already selected as well, we could select it. We can edit it. We can just create a duplicate. So maybe, for example, if you're an operator where you think, oh well, you've got quite a good setup there, Tom, but I want to have my own with a slightly different button on 1 and 2, for example. You can copy the profile across and then just tweak it a few things and rename it James, whoever, for that profile. In terms of layout of the screen, so we've got, you'll see it's very, in terms of what's on there and how it's laid out, it's quite similar to the old product. It's quite similar to the previous generation of Fastrac. Although it's much more modern.
So you've taken it on a little bit.
Exactly, it's a sort of a high definition experience rather than the previous one. But the idea of that is, that's very familiar to our current Fastrac customers. We don't want to alienate them. We want them to feel familiar with the new system, make them feel at home. But if you want to, you can get a bit more into depth. So we've got 5 set screens in total. So this is more of an advanced run page here. We've got some. You can have your head and turn sequences set up and running. Tractor information, you show your spool flow rates along the bottom there, hitch positions, PTO, and engine and transmission. We've then got a camera feed. So this is you can have up to 4 cameras into the screen around the tractor. So this has got the hitch camera on at the moment. We've got a front and rear camera socket as well we can put on there, and we've got another. There's basically just in this right hand quarter panel here, we've got another lead that you can, if you wanted to put one up on the roof or run a cable to a trailer, you could do. And just sort of select those through the screen. And then we've got a bit of basic tractor information on there as well, so you're not just on the camera page. You've got, you need to see what else. And we've tried to we've basically, when we've set these set screens up, we've tried to account for what operators, the information they'll want to see at the same time. Obviously can't account for everyone, but we want it to be a nice, easy operation. So you can select basic screen, more advanced, cameras if you've got them running, and then they all go through. Show you if we've got a dedicated GPS screen, so JCB GPS. That's using Novotel Smart 7 receiver. So working with Novotel on that. And then this is a bespoke user interface for the actual GPS side of things.
So these 5 screens then, can you customise these screens at all? Can you move stuff around on them? Or?
No, we've just gone for the set screens. Appreciate that there are some systems out there where you can have full control. Some of the feedback we heard on that was that if you're not sure about how setting that up, quite often that's set up at the beginning by the dealer. It's set up at PDI, and then customers, they don't dare touch anything for fear of losing that information. So what we did, we worked with our customers and said, right, well, what information do you need, what to be seeing at the same time? We'll keep it nice and simple. We'll have these 5 set screens, and then you flick between them.
You're getting a bit of a set menu.
Exactly. It's sometimes too much choice is a bit overwhelming, isn't it? So we wanted to ensure that you've got nice selection, so you can get various different levels of information, but it's not overwhelming. You're not having to think, that's which page did I save? Which one's got various widgets on? You could end up with hundreds and hundreds of pages that have maybe got a few tractor functions on.
You never go back to it. You set it up once, don't you?
Exactly.
It's just litter then, isn't it?
So we'll keep it nice and simple in line with everything else that we've done in terms of the setup. This is our iCBus page, so we've got the iCBus VT on there, and then sort of it's the same tractor running information as you've got on the camera screen as well. We can also trigger cameras just going into reverse as well, so you'll see when we were reversed earlier. I'll just drop it in now, but basically you get the pop-up on the screen there for your hitch camera, and you can just cancel that if you want to. So that's a bit of a sort of summary really of the configurability side of it. So you'll hear us talking about these 3 elements. So we've got iConfigure, which is creating a bespoke user experience, so laying out the controls exactly how you want to get the most out of the machine. We've got iConnect, so that's that integration of technology, GPS, iCBus, basically bringing precision ag technology into that screen. We have always been able to do it on Fastrac, but it's been a third-party screen
yeah,
in
something
the
else
screen.
in there, yeah.
And some people might still prefer to do that. They might not want everything in one screen. So if you wanted to connect a Trimble third-party system in there, we have got bulkhead connectors now. Make it nice and easy to connect.
Yeah, you're good to go, yeah.
Exactly. That comes again to fitting in with other fleets of other machines. If we're not saying, right, you have to go with this system, you have to go with this one. If you want to fit a Trimble, we make it very easy to do that.
Go
or
for it.
if you want everything in one screen, we've got that as a solution now. And then the third element is eye control, and I think this is one of the sort of the most interesting things that's come out of the development, really. So a lot of the configurability, that was making it easy for the customers. The connectivity was kind of what customers at this level expected from the tractor. The control is where I think we really take the Fastrac next level in terms of that drive mode. So